Do you want to strengthen your team? Do you want to encourage empowerment? Do you want to engage your workers? Do you want to improve your performance and productivity and efficiency? Do you want to increase your team member satisfaction and happiness? Do you want to engage your employees better and accomplish all those things? I'm here to help. Hi, everybody. I'm John of Communicate with Command, and I'm here with 20 ways that you can improve your employee engagement. If you haven't seen me before, my name is John of Communicate with Command, and I'm here to help you improve your communication. Whether that communication is with business and work environments, with your career overall, with your personal relationships, I'm here to help you improve your communication in all those ways. I have been a communication professional for almost 20 years, and I taught communication courses at colleges and universities for 14 years. So I know what I'm talking about, and I want to help you improve your business and improve your lives. Today we're talking about employee engagement strategies, and I'm going to give you plenty of examples throughout this. I'm going to give you 20 examples of employee engagement. Let's get started. Now, I'm about to give you these examples, but they are in no way, shape, or form in order of anything. They're not in order of importance or order of best to worst or worst to best. I just have them kind of randomly throughout here, but I'm going to give you 20 great examples of employee engagement strategies, okay? And the first one we're going to talk about today is Fika. You ever heard of Fika? Well, if you are familiar with Sweden and Swedish work culture, then you know what I'm talking about. If you don't, Fika is a break. It's a break where you go with your coworkers and you get some coffee, maybe a donut, a bagel or something like that. You get some kind of a bread and a coffee, and you talk about non-work stuff. You don't talk about the projects at work. You actually talk about your personal lives, what's going on. That's what Fika is about. It's a way to socialize with your coworkers on the clock during a little break, and you actually go out for coffee, go down the street for coffee. This is a way that helps employees get to know each other better. And it helps you as a boss, too, get to know your employees if you do this with your employees. It's a great way to relieve some work tension, reduce stress, make it feel more personal in the workplace. And when you make it feel more personal, then people are going to want to respond to that, and they will trust you more. They'll work more efficiently for you because they are happier workers. And it's proven. Research has shown that happier workers are more efficient workers. They're more productive workers. And that's what you want to accomplish. That's the whole point of employee engagement, right? So that's the first one, Fika. The second employee engagement strategy I want to talk to you about today is keeping an open door policy. Now, if you don't have an open door policy, I want you to consider what's going on with your employees. A lot of times, if you don't have an open door, then these employees are going to feel like their ideas are not valued, that they can't go anywhere to speak their mind. So they're actually going to hold back ideas that could be propelling your business forward. You don't want that. You don't want them to be closed off because they don't feel like they can speak their minds. Or if any time they come and talk to you, they feel like they are punished in some way, then they're not going to open up to you and share their ideas for improvement or how to do things more efficiently, or an idea of how to use a different software or how to do something differently on a project that's going to help your company, or streamlining a process in your company. They're going to keep all those ideas to themselves because they don't feel like they can come to you with open suggestions. So you've got to keep an open door policy along with an open mind. That's the key here. You got to love your haters too, right? Even if they come to you with bad stuff, you got to show them love. You got to show them love. Tell them that you appreciate them coming to you. Tell them that they are unique, and think about it this way. Think, they saw something that other people might not be seeing. They saw it as a negative. Well, if they saw it as a negative, then somebody outside your company might see it as a negative as well, right? Or other employees that aren't speaking up might see it as a negative. There are other people that might be thinking the same thing. So instead of getting automatically defensive like we are prone to do because we're human, kind of take a step back mentally and think to yourself, okay, that might be a valid concern. Let me consider it instead of being defensive against it. And then actually think about that. Tell them that you value that input and that you think that they see things in a unique way, and ask them, outright ask them, what do you think would be a good solution to this? Or how do you think we could handle this in a better way? And if you show those haters some love, then they're going to want to open up more to you. And that means that they're not only going to bring, bad things to your doorstep sometimes when they see them, but they're going to bring good things too. Good ways to improve your company. So keep that open door policy with an open mind. Number 3 is a mentoring program. And this might sound simple, but think about what a mentoring program actually does for you. It certainly improves engagement between you and your employees, but it also shows them that you care. Now think about what a mentoring program is for. It's to help people, right? Okay, so if you have somebody that's having particular difficulty in one area, and then you have somebody else that's great at that particular item or that chore or that task or that type of a project, that sort of thing, you get this person to mentor this person, and then all of a sudden they are going to improve, right? Because of that mentoring. And this helps your teammates work together better as well. So now they're going to work more efficiently together, meaning they're going to be more productive overall for your company, which is great. But you also have to think of the fact that this person is learning and getting better, and they appreciate that. So a mentoring program helps a lot. It shows this person that you value their input, that you value their skill or whatever it is that they're mentoring this person for, and it shows this person that you care enough to get them some help. And that's a good thing. If you frame it that way, that you can help each other, and you communicate it in that way that they could help each other and they could improve together, and this is for the better of the company and the better for them, then that's going to really improve things around the workplace. So number 3 is definitely starting a mentoring program. Number 4, and number 3 leads right into this one. Number 4 is all about teamwork. So focus on collaborations and teamwork. Focus on collaborations and teamwork. Focus on that. Think about how you can focus on those, how you can highlight those in your workplace. How can you highlight collaborations? How can you highlight teamwork? Do you have enough of them? Implement more. What things could you do that you're doing individually now? What things could you do as a team or as a collaboration? And how could that help your company? Well, it shows those employees, again, just like in number 3 that we mentioned a second ago, that they're valued. That those skills are valued, and that they're increasing their teamwork by working together. Now, here's a great idea for it, though. Reward teams. So now, whereas you maybe had this person working on this part of a project and this person working on another part of a project, but they weren't necessarily called a team before, call them a team. Tell them that they are a team. Set it up that they are a team, and somehow put it on paper that they are a team for this project. Team project planning, and then have them write out their project goals as a team, sitting down together as a team at a team meeting, and then reward them as a team. When you reward them instead of individually, but you reward them as a team, then people are going to more likely work together. That's going to improve your efficiency and your productivity, right? That's the whole point of employee engagement. You want to improve you're helping your employees, yes. You're engaging with your employees so that they trust you more, yes. And you can trust them more, yes. But so that you're more efficient and more productive. That's the whole point. It also empowers them. So make them teams and reward them as teams. The 5th way that I want you to implement some employee engagement is I want you to encourage a work-life balance. And how can you do this? Well, you could have family events. Like, for instance, you could host picnics, family picnics, and invite all your employees to bring their families for a company picnic. You could do this like a softball tournament, like a company softball tournament, or an arcade night. You could have fun with this, right? Have an arcade night in the early evening so people with little kids can come, that sort of thing. And then celebrate things. We're talking about work-life balance here. This lets your employees know that they are valued. It lets them know that you care about them. And when they know that you as an employer care about your employees, then they're going to work harder for you, right? That's the way it goes. So celebrate everything about their lives at work. If somebody has a birth or a graduation or a birthday, or they just received a degree, then call them out in the workplace and celebrate that thing. If it's a birthday, of course, bring cake. If it's a birth, sure, they might be doing their own thing with a shower somewhere, but get them a gift for that birth. If it's a graduation for one of their kids, then have a couple of different standard presents that you would get for graduating kids of your employees, and then get those things, whether it's a nice pin set, or it's a sort of a soap and bath bomb combination of stuff. Anything like that makes them at least feel like they're special and recognized, that you're recognizing them. And that's important to do. That increases your friendship with those people, and that makes them work better with you. It's an efficiency through friendliness thing. Number 6 is to encourage a health and wellness program. Now, what do I mean by this? Set health goals. Set rewards for these health goals. If somebody wants to lose weight, then allow them to do that in a friendly competition at the office. You can always set these goals and then give them rewards for something, for achieving these goals. Like, for instance, if you have smokers and you want them to quit smoking because it's going to be better on your insurance plan, for instance, and because it's also better health-wise for them to quit, then reward them if they actually quit and they stay not smoking for, say, 3 months. Then give them a day off. Something like that. Give them a paid day off, so that you're rewarding them for accomplishing these goals. If you have a weight loss program, you can actually start this as a company and say, does anybody want to join on this? And you talk to everybody in the office, everybody. Be inclusive of everybody here. But say we're going to have a weight loss challenge around the office here, and we're all going to work out together after hours, right after the office closes. We're going to work out, or we're going to, at the very least, we're all going to weigh in on this day and this day and this day. And whoever's lost the most, then this is, give those people a day off paid, or something like that. Some small way to reward them for achieving those goals. And a health wellness program is great not only for their health and your employees, and letting them know that they are important to you, but also it's better for you as a business owner, correct? You could also do things like get company discounts for a gym, or provide membership for a gym. So you could actually work it where you do either one. You could pay the full membership for anybody at your company that wants to go, or you could arrange a particular discount for all your employees at your company at a particular gym or gyms. You could also stock healthy snacks in the snack room. That's one small way that you can make an improvement in somebody's health in their lives. They see that you care. The 7th way that you can really engage your employees better is by defining your processes better. Sit down and go through all the processes that you have at work. For instance, onboarding. Like, for instance, when you get on a new hire, when you have a new hire, getting them settled in, getting them actually working, that takes a while because there's a learning curve involved in that. They have to learn how you do things around your company. Do you have a process for that? Do you have a way that helps people get through that learning curve so that they can get to work and be efficient and know their teammates a little better and know what you expect out of them for that particular job? Go through that process and make sure that you streamline not just onboarding, but every one of those processes that you have in the workplace. Sit down and go through your company handbook and look at all the processes that you have written out and think, okay, what's not in this handbook that should be? What would help people get through? For project management, for instance, how do we contact the client? What are all the steps that you go through from a client calling you on the phone to the last time you see that client for that project, them filling out a survey of satisfaction, you doing something special for that client so that that client comes back to you for another project or tells other people about you to get projects with you. What's every single step through that whole process so that you can streamline everything. And when you have everything laid out like that for your employees, it makes things so much easier for them, especially when they're not familiar with that process, like new hires. So streamline all your processes, and that's a great way to improve your engagement with your employees. Also, ask your employees what you could do better for streamlining processes. Ask them what needs to be in that handbook that isn't. Ask them what could help them better get through a particular process at work, and then do it. Write it out. Number 8 for employee engagement is defining your goals and responsibilities. Define your goals, whether these are your company goals, your short-term goals, your long-term goals, whether these are goals for your employees and what you want them to accomplish in their roles. Think about all the goals involved in your business, and think about all the responsibilities too. A lot of times, employees won't be engaged in the workplace and won't come to the boss for help and those sorts of things if they're afraid that they're not sure what they're doing is right. And think about what causes some of that confusion. A lot of the times, in a lot of workplaces, all the responsibilities of each job description are not laid out clearly. How many of you, by a show of hands, have had to wear like 30 hats for one job, so to speak? You know what I'm talking about. You've had to do 30 different jobs that were not on your job description. Probably everybody's raising their hand, right? Well, lay all the description out for each particular job role so you see exactly what each person is supposed to be doing. And it gives you not only a better sense of whether you're, overloading an employee with too much work or not giving them enough work, or if they're surpassing that, you can give them more duties as an addendum, and reward them as such. But it also helps them understand their roles better. And when they understand their roles better, they're more likely to come to you for help with those things, because they know more solidly now, okay, that is part of my job, but I'm not as familiar with that aspect as I am with these aspects. I need some help with this item. And then they're more open to coming to you. And that's how you increase some employee engagement, by defining those roles and responsibilities. So they engage better when they clearly understand those. Number 9 is to have a personal advancement program. Now, I know no employer likes to think about their employees leaving because they got better skills and they decided to go somewhere else, right? Well, that's the whole point of the employee engagement program, is to keep them staying here, right? Because they like it here. But think about this. You have to have some personal advancement programs so that your employees know that they care. But it helps you too. It really does. So let them advance. Encourage them to advance. Pay for classes. If they want to go to classes and improve themselves, then pay for those classes. Or at least let them rearrange their schedule so that they can take some time off during the day and go to those classes. Allow those employees to attend workshops during business hours. Host workshops. Get the people that actually do the corporate training to come to your workplace and host the workshops in your conference room. And then let your employees attend them so that they gain some new skills. It makes them better workers for you. It makes your work environment better. It lets them know that you care. And when you improve those people's skills, it improves their confidence, it improves their efficiency and productivity as well. You get happy workers, you get more production, right? Alternatively, you could pay for the conference attendance and travel, or just the conference attendance itself, and encourage that conference attendance so that people can keep advancing and keep honing their skills. We've all seen those people that have been in a field forever and then not advanced with their skills to stay in touch with the rest of the industry. Well, you want them to stay in touch. So you want them to go to trade shows. You want them to go to conferences. You want them to improve their skills by going to workshops. Show that you care and acknowledge the fact that your employees need to advance so that they can stay on top of things. So have a personal advancement program in place and define what those things are that you're willing to do for your employees, and that's a great way to keep them engaged and keep them happy with your company. Yes, giving them some skills means that there is a chance that they might leave and go somewhere else. Well, if you're doing your job right with employee engagement, then they're going to stay, especially because you let them advance and get those skills. That's even more reason for them to stay with you. So send them to all those trade shows. And here's a great tip for you. You can actually send an employee to a conference, and if the rest of your company has an interest in or would benefit from learning the stuff that went on at this conference, a great way to do this, and let's say you're on a limited budget, okay, for instance, a great way to handle this is you send a couple of people. You look at the conference planning ahead of time. You know what they're going to learn in each, banquet hall during this hour and this hour. You send a couple of different people. You tell them, I'd love for you to go to these different things, decide amongst yourselves which ones you're going to go to, but I want somebody to go to each one of these presentations. I want you to take notes. I want you to get a copy of their lecture notes if you can, a copy of their PowerPoint if you can, and then take lots of notes, learn what they're teaching you, because I want you to come back and teach it to us. Teach it to the rest of the company. And then not only do they get to advance their skills and know that you care about their advancement, which means they're more likely going to stay with you, but now they're happier about that too. And here's the cool thing. Now they're coming back and spreading that knowledge to the rest of your employees so the rest of you can benefit and learn from it. It also empowers that person that went and got to learn that stuff. It empowers them and lets them know that they're important enough to take on that task for you, that you trust them. So this is a great way to do employee engagement. The 10th way to improve some employee engagement, and we're halfway there. I told you I got 20 employee engagement tips for you in this video. I know it's a long one, but the 10th way is to actually create a fun and creative work environment. And I got a bunch of ways that fit into this one, a bunch of ways to make this a fun workplace. And the number one way to do this is to gamify. Gamify the workplace. Who doesn't like playing games? I love to play games. Who doesn't like playing games? Don't you love to play games? I love games. What's your favorite game? So gamify the workplace. Gamify the workplace. Think about how you can actually gamify things. If you like playing games, what kind of games do you like to play? What kind of games do you like? Do you like games that give you achievements for accomplishing different things? Hey, guess what? You can do that in the workplace. Why not set up an achievement board? Set up an achievement board and define all these different achievements that your employees could accomplish. And then let them fight each other through work to rank up on the achievement board. And then once they get so many achievements, then they get a trophy. Well, what is that trophy? Maybe it's a day off paid, or maybe it's extra sick hours, or maybe it's, you could do anything. Maybe it's a $50 gift card. Whatever it is, make predefined trophies, make predefined achievements, gamify the workplace. Make it fun. Everybody wants to have fun. Everybody wants to play a game. Make it a game. Make the workplace a game. Gamify the workplace. That's the first way to do that. Another way to make this a fun and creative work environment is to think about fun things that you can do around the office. So first of all, you want to inspire people. Get some good artwork in your place. Get some good plants in your place. It makes it a more creative workspace that will start those creative juices flowing. But then you can do other things too that go over the top, like table tennis. You could do anything like that. Darts in the break room, although darts, that might be a little dangerous. But table tennis would be a good one. Get a table tennis, a ping pong table in there. If it's hot where you live, I don't know where you're working, but if it's in a state that's hot or in a country that's hot, then you could always make Friday shorts day. A lot of businesses go casual Friday, right? Allowing jeans and stuff like that. If it's hot, then allow shorts. Makes it a fun workplace. You could always do other things too to make it a fun and creative workplace, like branded goodies. Branded goodies. Anything from mugs to t-shirts to pins to keychains. I mean, you name it. Anything like that, branded merchandise, makes it a little more fun workplace. sort of, anyway. It does help. It does help. I guarantee it. So that's a good way to improve. Another thing that you could do is fun stuff together. For instance, a company I used to work for, a civil engineering firm in South Georgia called Marbury Engineering. Marbury isn't around anymore, but they were awesome. Thank you, Marburys. But they used to have a company Christmas party, of course. Lots of companies have a Christmas party. But we had not only a company Christmas party, but a company Christmas concert. So they actually asked all the employees if they played some musical instrument or sang or whatever, and we actually got together and practiced. Think about all the teamwork that this inspired, and the closeness that this inspired, the sense of a family that this inspired. There's a reason that they were named the #1 family-run business in Georgia for a couple years in a row, according to Georgia Trend magazine. But we had a company Christmas concert. I play the trombone. I've played trombone since forever ago. And we had a concert and played all kinds of Christmas songs. And it was great. Had a great time. But you could do all kinds of things like that. It doesn't have to be musical instruments and concerts. You could do anything like random pizza day or random ice cream day, or a potluck. Some states call it a carry-in. Some states call it a potluck, where everybody brings in a dish. And so you all eat that for lunch on so-and-so day of the week, or, you know, the second Friday of every month, we're going to do a potluck or something like that. So lots of ways that you can make it a creative and fun workplace that encourages some teamwork and some togetherness and a sense of family. And that's a great way to engage your employees. All right, that's number 10. Let's move on to number 11. Number 11 is cross-training. What do I mean by this? Well, we want to improve relationships here, and we want to improve the understanding of roles in the workplace. And what better way to do that than through some cross-training? What I mean is, if you have a division of your company over here that does this particular thing, and then you have a division of your company over here that does this particular thing, and let's just say that this division passes stuff off to this division. When they're done with this part of the project, they pass it off to these people. I want you to take one person from there and one person from here and make them swap places. Now, all of a sudden, the person that works in this team is working in this team, and they see what it's like on the receiving end of these projects. This person sees what it's like to function and do all the jobs in this role. They have a better understanding. So now when they go back to this team, they can think, you know what? If I just did this, this team would have it so much easier, it's ridiculous. Or I understand why this team is always complaining about such and such because of this. Now they understand better when they go back. And then vice versa. This person that's on the receiving end goes over to the production team over here, and now they see what it's like to do all these things. And instead of being pissed off that this always happens when they get a project, now they understand why that is, right? I mean, it's not just about understanding why people are pissed off. That happens in the workplace. But you get what I'm saying here. Cross-training like that helps them understand the roles and the different parts of the company and how you work together better. And that's what it's all about, is increasing that teamwork, increasing that efficiency and productivity, and understanding those roles better. And that's one great way to do employee engagement, is through cross-training. That was number 11. Let's move on to number 12. Number 12 is to encourage networking, not just inside, but also outside the office. Ask around the office if everybody has a LinkedIn. Get them to like each other on LinkedIn. When you understand each other's career goals better, when you understand each other's lives better, you're going to work together better as a team. And that's really important to do. You can create a Facebook group. Create a Facebook group for your company and then have everybody join it. If they're on Facebook, have everybody join it. It can be voluntary, of course, but have everybody join this Facebook group and then post stuff. Post some inspirational stuff every week so that they can all be inspired together. Hey, we're working on this project this week. Last week we finished so-and-so. I want to say congratulations to Team A. They did this and this and this, and I'm really proud of them. Thank you very much for doing a great job on that project. When they see that positive reinforcement, they're going to want to work harder to get that positive reinforcement. Give it. Give that positive reinforcement. It works better than anything. So if you create that Facebook group, it really gives you a great way to be able to communicate better with them, or if you have some internal communication electronic mechanism to communicate, do that. But a Facebook group works great. Most everybody has Facebook. I know not everybody, but most everybody. And then they can message back and forth as a team. They can see that you're praising them, and they can see that you're praising another team for doing something. Try to switch it up always so that you're rewarding somebody or praising somebody, and then inspire them every week. Give them some motivation. Say, give your pep talks basically not just in the staff meeting room or in the conference room, but also in that group, so that they can see it there and it's documented. They can go back to it and look at it and get inspired again. So there's number 12, encouraging networking. Let's move on to number 13. Number 13 is evaluate your reward system and ask, what do they love? That's what this one's all about. What do they love? So what I mean is, you need to make this personal. Money, those people that say money can't buy happiness, they just don't know where to shop. But money is not everything, right? We know that. We know that money cannot buy everything. Money cannot really buy true happiness. Money can't buy everything. It helps. But money isn't the answer to everything. Make this personal. When you're rewarding your employees, make this personal. So let me give you some examples. You can show you care by doing things like, if your employees on this team finish this project over here and you want to reward them, like I said, positive reinforcement is key here. But if you want to reward this team, sure, money is nice, but it doesn't really give a personal feeling that you care. You know what would be nice is rewarding every member of that team with something really special. If everybody on that team, for instance, say you got 3 people on this team, say it's a small team. If everybody on that team likes sports, if they all like baseball, send them to a baseball game. Buy their tickets, give them $50 for snacks, send them to the baseball team, to the baseball game. Buy them tickets. If they are, if they're all music aficionados, then send them to a local concert. What do they like though? Find out. Find out. You have to do a little bit of investigation here and talking to their coworkers and getting to know your employees. That's what this is about, right? Employee engagement. You can't just expect to do employee engagement without doing a little bit of digging and actually engaging with your employees. So find out what they like and then get them things that they like. Show them that they're worth more to you than just numbers on a piece of paper, more than just money. Money is nice, but what about a gift card? If you find out that this employee eats lunch at the same place every day of the week, and that employee did a stellar job on this last project, then get that employee a gift card to that particular restaurant that they go to every day of the week. Figure out what it is that they like. Think about personalized gifts here. Do they like a particular author? Is that author coming out with a new book? Get the book for them. Is this person, think about their hobbies. Have everybody list their hobbies at some point during a staff meeting, just so you can find out more about them. And then say somebody likes gardening. Well, get this person a set of gardening tools to reward them for a job well done on something. Show that you really care and make it personal with them. Treat them to lunch. And other ways to do it and make it personal are not just finding out what they like, but you get interactive as well with them. So take them to lunch. You, the boss, take them to lunch. Write a card. Yes, a handwritten card means a lot. It doesn't matter if you write like a doctor and nobody can read it. Give them a handwritten card thanking them for all their hard work on a particular project. Some of the work that I've done when I used to work in engineering, I got reward for doing a great project before, and plenty of times before. And one of the times that always sticks out of my head is the fact that my boss got me and my family a big gift certificate to go to our favorite steakhouse. The fact that he found out that we like to go to that particular steakhouse, the fact that he got us a gift card enough for the whole family to go, that really meant a lot to me. They took the time to find that out and make it personal. And this really does make a difference. So that's number 13, is evaluate your reward system and make it personal. Find out what they love. All right, number 14. Here we go. Community involvement projects. Now, there's a lot of research that says that when you do these community involvement projects, that there's a lot more interaction with your employees and that they feel more like a team because they're working towards a goal that's not actually work-oriented, even though it sort of is work-oriented. But, I mean, whether it's something as simple as going out and cleaning up a road, picking up litter as a team, or doing a river clean. Say you rent kayaks and everybody goes out and do it on a lazy river or a lake. Make sure everybody has appropriate safety gear. Rent that too. But whether you're doing a river cleanup, or you're doing a road cleanup, or you're doing an electronics recycling event like some of the companies locally to me do every year, or you're doing a fundraising event like Relay for Life or the Susan G. Komen, I mean, anything like that your employees actually care about, get involved, do some community involvement stuff, and have your employees do it as a team. And it really shows that you care. It stimulates some community involvements. Maybe you'll get some more business from it. You don't know, right? But it lets your employees know that you care, and it puts out that good image for your company. It's great for employee engagement. So there you have it, community involvement projects. That's number 14. Number 15 is to give recognitions for achievements. And this is a little bit different than the ones that I've mentioned before. Let me explain. So first of all, you want to make sure that you recognize people for their achievements in a bunch of different ways. And one of the great ways to do that is at the beginning of staff meetings. Now, I actually have another video on some great ways to start staff meetings in fun and unusual ways. So make sure you check out the video. I'm going to put a link to it in the description so you can check that out. I'll also probably put it in a card right up there, I think, or there. I think it's there. But check out that video for fun and unusual ways to start off staff meetings. But also, think about other ways that you can give this recognition. Now, I did mention doing this in a Facebook group, but do you have a company newsletter? Put it in the newsletter. Think about the power of this. Okay, you know, when you were a kid and you did something special and it got in the newspaper, right? Or you coincidentally got in the newspaper because you stuffed your face full of watermelon at the watermelon parade. I don't know, ate the most pie, whatever. When you got into the newspaper for anything, it didn't matter what it was. If you got mentioned in the newspaper, you know your parents bought 50 copies of that newspaper, right? Think about how this works with families where your employee gets recognized in the company newsletter for an achievement. Doesn't matter what they achieved. Doesn't matter whether it was a project accomplishment, a big project that you finished at work, or if it was for something that they did, or a degree that they earned, or a diploma that they got, or that they finished a certification or something like that. Put it in your employee newsletter. And if you don't have a newsletter, get one. Hire a communication professional, somebody like me that does newsletters for companies, and then put it in that newsletter and recognize those achievements, because they're going to take that newsletter home and show it to their family. They're going to show it to their friends. They're going to show it to their coworkers. Their coworkers are going to see it. They're going to know that you care about it. And that improves all that engagement. It improves your feeling of a family. And that's what we're going for here. Do you have a company website? If this is some big achievement, put it on the website. If it's not just a project achievement, of course, that would be good too on your website too. If you're putting it in your portfolio, add it to the portfolio as a completed project and make sure that they're highlighted in there for doing such and such on that project. But put it on the website. Make it public so that people can see it too. Think about the fact that you're talking about one employee that did something great on that website. Well, does that one employee know more people outside of this workplace? Does that one employee know other people that could have a similar job for your company? Yes. Yes. You don't operate in a vacuum. You operate in a network of people. That's what the world is now, right? It's a huge network of communication. And when you recognize people's achievements like that, then it gets noticed. It gets noticed and you benefit from it. Plus, it shows them that you know that they're important and you value them. That's what employee engagement is all about. So have an annual employee celebration with awards. So have an annual employee celebration day. Have everybody come, have it a special event. Have a banquet for them. Give them all lunch. Give all your employees lunch. have that catered. Come in, have awards, reward people for being there for, like 5 years and 10 years. Give them a little plaque for 5-year employee, 10-year employees, 15, 20-year employees. Those poor souls. But I'm just kidding. Give them rewards of some way. Give out door prizes at this event so that, they're going to come and be excited. Make this a fun thing. Have some games for them to do, stuff like that, maybe. But make this a great event for them, an employee celebration day. It's a great way to engage. All right, that's recognition of achievements. That's number 15. We're going to keep going here. Number 16, we're getting close to the end with number 20. Number 16, have creative time every day. You know that the company 3M is famous because they require something like 20 or 30% of their day has to be creative thinking and just coming up with random stuff. So being creative improves teamwork and improves personal enrichment. 30 minutes a day. 30 minutes a day on company time to be creative and do fun things or just be creative with stuff. Do whatever they want for 30 minutes in a day. It could just be one day a week, 30 minutes for that day. Have creative time. And then it inspires that creativity and gets people refocused on their work. I would usually do it in the middle of a week. That's a great way to do it. Okay, that's number 16. And I want this to lead to something else here, though. Hold regular brainstorming sessions. Regular brainstorming sessions really help your employees. This helps you improve your work processes. Have everybody come in to this brainstorming session. Have this be your creative time for that week. And then tell them, no holds barred, don't hold back. Tell me everything you can think of for brainstorming on how to make this business better. When they see that you care enough to get their opinion on how you can improve your own business, they know they're valued. They're more likely to stick around as an employee, right? And they're more likely to do better work for you and more work for you and be more efficient for you. So have this brainstorming session. Have them focus on work processes, project efficiency, do some rapid prototyping. If you make products, have them come up with new ideas and do some rapid prototyping. Look it up if you don't know what it is. But these are great ways to engage your employees. Okay, that's number 16. Number 17, we're getting closer to the end. Create a hiring committee. Don't just do the hiring yourself. Yes, you can interview people, yes. But don't just hire them alone. Don't just interview them alone. Show your other employees that they are valued and that you care about them, that you understand the perspective of coworkers. You know that a coworker, when somebody new comes in as a new hire, you know that that coworker is going to be worried about all kinds of stuff. You know that that coworker is going to be worried about getting along with them, this person taking over some of their responsibilities, this person, there's all kinds of worries that happen when you have a new hire. So what do? If you're hiring for this position right here that's going to work with this person, have this person come to the interviews with you. They're going to feel a lot better about hiring this person, won't they, if they are involved in that process. Believe me, this is a huge concern for a lot of people. So they're going to feel more valued. They can also give you helpful input. Now, what you can do is you can preface this by saying, look, I'm going to do the majority of the interviewing here. I'm going to ask the majority of the questions here. What I'd really like you to do is, if you have any questions, just write them down as I'm going through this interview. Instead of interjecting them, just write them down for me and then pass them to me at the end. I'll look at them, and if I think these are worth asking, then I'm going to ask these. And always ask one. If they wrote like 3 questions, always ask one so that they know that you value their input here. But really consider what they're asking, because there's a reason. There's a reason for them asking those questions, and other employees are going to have those same concerns probably. So do it as a hiring committee, and then let them know that once this interview is done, that you're going to come back to them and ask them what they thought. Ask them what their thoughts are on this person and on this position and all that, and it lets them know that you're engaging with them. That's what this is about, employee engagement. All right, that's number 17. Number 18, company outings. Now, I talked about having picnics and softball games and stuff, but think about some other ways that you could do this as a company, okay? So this really helps bonding in your company and really helps people see that there's some great engagement going on here and that you care, okay? It creates that family environment. A good, friendly environment is much more effective and productive. So golf tournaments, I worked for a company once, the whole company went out on golf tournaments. Didn't matter if you were terrible, they paired people up, you know, somebody terrible with somebody great. And yes, I was terrible. No, I was kind of in the middle actually. But golf tournaments are a great thing. Train ride, take everybody for a train ride. If you live somewhere that has a scenic train route, get everybody tickets for a train ride and get tickets for their family too. You know, every employee can have up to 4 tickets, you know, something like that. Book the train for the day for your employees. You know, do something really special like that. A sporting attendance, I mentioned going out to a baseball game. Well, you could do this for the whole company. If everybody in your company likes a particular sport, then you could do this for your whole company. If it's not a huge company, you could do that. Something local to play. Whether it's somebody at a bar, you know, like a local musician that plays at a bar, or a cultural arts center, you could do that. Maybe there's a museum nearby. You could get everybody museum attendants and their families. Get everybody in, all your employees and their families in for a day. These type of company outings that welcome your family. Let them know that your company is a family, and that really makes a huge difference in their loyalty to you. It really does. You could do anything. Local festivals, you could all attend a local festival together, make it a company outing that you're all going to go. Say, we're all going to go to this festival this day. Say it's a taste of, you know, that's pretty popular everywhere. It's a taste of so-and-so city. Okay. Well, you know how at most of those taste ofs you buy tickets and then you can exchange your tickets for food at the different food vendors? We'll say, okay, everybody that attends, I'm going to buy you, you know, like 30 tickets. Every employee gets 30 food tickets for the taste of so-and-so. And you could probably get a special deal when you buy them in bulk like that from the sponsoring authority that does the event coordination. And then give your employees those tickets and they're going to appreciate that. All right, you could also do an art class together. You know, take everybody out to an art class and have everybody have fun together doing an art project together. That's number 18, company outings. Any kind of company outing. Let's move on. We're almost done. Number 19. I know this is a long video. I'm sorry. I'm trying to get all this great information in for you, though. Number 19, start an anonymous employee survey program. Do this annually or do this every 6 months, but ask your employees for some honest feedback. And then you know what? Listen to it. Listen to the feedback. Listen to the feedback. Actually consider it. If they're worried about these things, then there's a reason they're worried about these things. Listen to that feedback. Do some of those things that they want you to do. Dedicate some time to this. And here's the key. Commit to doing some change. Commit to doing some change in your company based on your feedback from these employee surveys. If these are the things all your employees care about, then that's pretty dang important. Maybe you should listen to that. You want employee engagement, you got to put in the work too. That's number 19. Number 20, the last one, number 20, here we go. Create corporate communication teams. Corporate communication teams. What do I mean by that? One of our employee engagement items earlier was talking about responsibilities and roles for the different job descriptions and the different teams within your company. Your corporate communication teams will actually handle those roles and those responsibilities in those different sections or in those different teams of your company. They'll share some inside information with those teams too. So say for instance you have this big project coming up and nobody knows about it yet. What you do is you don't just go address them yourself about it. You let your corporate communication team, and this works better if this is a bigger company, but you let your corporate communication team, your core of about 3 or 4 people, that your communication team go out and talk to that team that's going to be doing that project and tell them about this. You share that insider information with them and they're going to feel a little more important about this. And then definitely have that newsletter. Okay, have the newsletter. Your corporate communication team is also going to publish this newsletter. I mean, if you're a smaller company, have one person that is your communication expert. But if you're a bigger company, you might need 2 or 3 or 4 people. but they'll be responsible for going to these different sections, these different divisions to disseminate information for you on that personal level. They'll also do things like coordinate all these events for you. They'll establish those roles, establish those job descriptions. They'll help coordinate all the communication between you and those different teams. They'll publish that newsletter every month that you have, or publish every week, or do those motivational and inspirational posts to your Facebook group for your company every week, like I was telling you about. These teams will also collect all the feedback from all the other teams and divisions within your company, collecting that feedback. They're also going to be the ones that will track your achievement boards for the gamification of your workplace. So there's all kinds of things that this communication team can do to help you improve that employee engagement. Have them relay all those ideas to later share in meetings too. So any ideas they get from your divisions and from your other teams, have them relay all those ideas to you in an organized way at one meeting. So it takes less of your time. You want these people to streamline all the communication in your company to save you time and to help disseminate information so everybody feels better about it and feels more valued for it. Have them collect all the feedback and then share all that feedback in one particular meeting with you once a month or something like that. If an employee has a tool or a software that they think would be more valuable for you to use, these are the kinds of questions that your communication team, or you need to prompt your communication team to go ask. But if your employee, for instance, has a particular software that they think they could use to do this particular job better on this project, then have them keep track of all that stuff, and then when you get to your brainstorming session, have them bring it up. The next item on our agenda today, according to our communication improvement team, is this. And this idea was brought to us by Team A, and the person that brought this up was so-and-so, And then that person will feel really important that their idea was valued enough to be relayed to the boss during this company-wide brainstorming session, and then, hey, does anybody else use this software, or does anybody else use this app? Can we actually use this? And if it's a worthy idea, incorporate it, and it's going to show your employees that they're valued, that their ideas are valued. So that communication team can help put that together, and that communication team, if you want this person to give a presentation, for instance, on that software, because you haven't seen it before, then have your communication team work with that person to put together a presentation. Have them help them with a PowerPoint or something so that they can give a presentation and show the rest of the company this software. And then that's a great way to get involved and have your communication team get involved with them to streamline stuff for them better. Because your communication team, they're, of course, going to be better at communication than the typical employee, right? But your typical employee might be better at that software. So have them work together, put together a presentation, present it to you in your brainstorming session. And then that's what I have for you. That's all 20. That's all 20 employee engagement tips. Now, please know that overall, I want you to understand that you need to be a motivational leader. Don't be a micromanaging boss. Be a motivational leader. If you want true employee engagement, be a motivational leader instead of a micromanaging boss. That is the most important thing to take away here. Being a motivational leader. In all the ways that I've asked you to engage your employees here, think about one thing. Think about how everything here is related to motivation and inspiration, to improving your employees' lives so that they improve yours, so that they improve your companies. That's what it's about. It's about give and take. You can't just take, you've got to give and take. Again, I'm John of Communicate with Command. I know this was a long video. I hope you stuck through with it. There's some great tips on employee engagement. Like the video, subscribe, check me out in another video. I'll see you in the next one. Have a great day.